Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Top Sports Network's coverage of WPIAL Class 4A Section 1 Boys Varsity Basketball tonight. A big game here at the Hive. Freeport welcoming Hampton. Prior to this game, we are going to have some senior night ceremonies. My name is Josh Reckengoss. Dave Hartman to my right, and they are setting up. You can see here at midcourt, getting ready to introduce the 9 Freeport seniors on this team. And what Dave and I are going to do is what we've been doing here for these senior night presentations. We'll take off our headsets, point the mics toward the court so you can hear the public address as each of these seniors is introduced all week long. The Freeport boys basketball team has been putting out posts on social media talking about their seniors and, you know, some profiles, and you learn some interesting things about these kids, some very well-rounded individuals on this Freeport team. As I mentioned, 9 seniors in all. And we will get it underway. We were told 3 minutes and 42 seconds exactly, Dave, before we came on the air. So I don't know where that countdown came from. But
yeah, that was kind of a random number he just pulled out of the air.
Random number indeed. But what we're going to do here, once you can see the parents lined up at one side, and then I believe the players come out down here. That's the way they did it for the girls and the volleyball players back in the fall. So that's most likely the way it will take place tonight. But before we get to that senior night presentation, a big game here. Conference leading Hampton undefeated in 4A Section 1. And Freeport in that fourth and final playoff spot in the section pretty firmly at 3-4. But they suffered a tough loss to Highlands after an emotional win over Knock here last Friday night. So a section loss to Highlands earlier this week. And what you want to see if you're head coach Sean DeVinny is this team come out buzzing, no pun intended, on senior night and use that adrenaline, use that extra little boost you get on senior night. Come out here and play a game at Hampton. A heck of a team, a tough team, led by head coach Joe Lafco. So right now it's going to be, I think the JV guys are going to escort one of their senior teammates up to around the scorer's table here, and that's where I believe the seniors will meet their parents. And then they'll walk out to half court there between the balloon presentation. Some pretty slick balloons out there, Dave, with the basketball on top.
Yeah, that's pretty clever. Usually everybody comes up with an arch. I kind of like the posts like that.
I do too. You know, we didn't have balloons at Katanning whenever we did my senior night. They were just like, all right, get it over with. You guys are going to get smoked by 55 points by Highlands, which is exactly what happened on my senior nights back in 1996. And my teammates thought it would be a great idea, all my fellow senior teammates thought it would be a great idea to all foul out as soon as we could. And guess who didn't do that? Me. Because I wanted to get mine that night. I don't think we're going to see any shenanigans like that tonight, though. This is going to be a great section matchup between the Talbots and the Yellowjackets.
Well, and any time you're having senior night too, like you said, the adrenaline's really flowing. You really want to show out for your hometown crowd and all your parents and relatives that came out to watch you.
All right, Dave. Well, the PA is taking over, so we're going to take our headsets off. I'll jack the mic up a little bit here so everyone out there tuning in can hear, and we will join you after the senior night ceremony.
We would like to start our evening by recognizing Hampton seniors. Congratulations to Braxton Eastley. Okay, we're going to wait for Hampton. So let's start. The ladies and gentlemen, your Freeport senior Yellow Jacket cheerleaders. Our first senior is Jada Bennett. Jada is escorted by parents Kevin and Tracy Bennett and brothers Tyler and Garrett. Jada is a cheerleader for 7 years and has cheered at the JV varsity level for 4 years, and she is a senior captain. Her favorite cheerleading activity is doing under the hoop before every game. Favorite Freeport cheerleading moment? When I was tumbling during a timeout and all my brother's friends started cheering for me. Mr. Wyant is the teacher who left the biggest impression on Jada. Her advice to her teammates: always have fun and make sure to listen to your captains because you'll learn great leadership skills from them. Jada's future plans are to attend Penn State Barron and major in accounting. Ladies and gentlemen, Jada Bennett. Next, we have our senior Allie Brostensky. Allie is escorted by parents Pam and Steve Brostensky and brother Ben. Allie has cheered at the JV varsity level for 4 years. Her favorite cheerleading activity is eating together with the girls and getting ready with each other before games. Her favorite cheerleading memory is performing our routine that we work so hard on in front of everyone. Mrs. Lincoln is the teacher who has left the biggest impression on her. Her advice to her teammates: don't stress out about school too much. As long as you're trying your best, that's enough. Allie's future plans are to study engineering at a 4-year university. Ladies and gentlemen, Allie Rostensky. Next, we have senior Simona Pugliese. Simona is escorted by her mom, Dawn Pugliese, and siblings Conchetta, Vincenzo, Giovanni, Alicia, Giacinta, and Fabiana, and nephew, Damiano. Simona has cheered at the JV and varsity level for 3 years, and she is a senior captain. Simona's favorite cheerleading activity is getting ready with the girls in my grade before every football game. And her favorite cheerleading memory is the axe throwing they did together as a team. Mr. Cooper is her favorite teacher who has left the biggest impression. Her advice to her teammates is never take it for granted. It goes faster than you think. Simona's future plans are to attend Slippery Rock University and major in 3 physician assistant studies. Ladies and gentlemen, Simona Pugliese. And ladies and gentlemen, our final senior cheerleader, Nicole Venendahl. Nicole is escorted by her parents, Brad and Jennifer Venendahl, and brother Robbie. Nicole has been cheering for 7 years and has cheered at the JV varsity level for 4 years. Nicole's favorite cheerleading activity is having dinner and getting ready with her friends. Her favorite cheerleading memory is working hard to learn a new skill at practice and the excitement of finally getting it done. Mr. Cooper is the teacher who's left the biggest impression, and her advice to her teammates is have fun, work hard, and talk to everyone. Time will go by so fast. Enjoy every minute of it. Nicole's future plans are to attend the University of North Carolina, Wilmington for marine biology. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicole Venendahl and North Freeport, Yellowjackets senior cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'd like to introduce to you the seniors for the Hampton Talbots. First, we have Braxton Eastley. Next is Jaden McMeekin. Brennan Murray. And finally, Aaron Weeds. Congratulations, fellas. And now, join me as we celebrate your 2023 senior basketball players. We're going to begin with brothers Zach Clark and Jackson Reiser, and they're escorted by parents Nick and Jen Reiser and twin sisters Sydney and Keely. Zach first has played basketball for 11 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is a good old cheesesteak hoagie from Tony's with a shout out to Andy. His favorite basketball memory is beating Uniontown in the first round of the playoffs last season. Mr. Stevenson is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. His advice to his teammates: cherish your 4 years playing high school basketball because these are the years you can't get back. Before you know it, it will be over. Zach plans to major in finance at a 4-year university. Jackson has played basketball for 6 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is Tony's Pizza. His favorite Freeport basketball memory is beating Burrow when Vinnie Clark hit the game-winning buzzer beater. Mr. Wines is the teacher who has left the biggest impression on him. His advice to his teammates is come to practice like it's a game. Jackson's future plans are to study business at a 4-year university. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Clark and Jackson Reiser. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Croney. Gavin is escorted by parents Aaron and Paul Croney, brother Brandon and sister Morgan. Gavin's played basketball for 10 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is mac and cheese from Tony's. His favorite Freeport basketball memory is going to McDonald's with the team after the Uniontown playoff win. Mr. Wines is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. Gavin's advice to his teammates: push yourself every day while showing class and respect to your peers. It'll go a long way. Gavin's future plans are to go to community college for physical education, then head south to finish a university degree. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Crowley. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Fuhrer. Dean is escorted by parents Gail and Jason Fuhrer and twin brother Drew and brother Cole. Dean has played basketball for 12 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is chicken tenders with mac and cheese. His favorite Freeport basketball memories: open gyms in the summer with his teammates, along with the summer basketball camps with the kids. Mr. Stevenson is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. Dean's advice to his teammates: control the controllables. Dean's future plans are to major in finance at a 4-year university. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Fuhrer. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Lane. Ben is escorted by his mom, Kelly, and his stepdad, James Cannibal. Ben's played basketball for 8 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 4. His favorite pregame meal is a steak and cheese hoagie. His favorite Freeport basketball memory is beating Burl his junior year on a buzzer beater. Mr. Siegel is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. Ben's advice to his teammates: accept the coaching because they only want to see you get better, and keep grinding. Ben's future plans are to head to Slippery Rock University to study business and play football. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Lucas. And Parker is escorted by parents Tara and Barry Lucas and brother Nash. Parker's played basketball for 8 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 4. His favorite pregame meal is a Philly cheesesteak from Tony's Pizza. His favorite Freeport basketball memory: going to Topgolf together this year. Oh, yeah, Topgolf. Sorry. Mr. Siegel is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. His advice to his teammates: enjoy all the memories made and never forget we will always be a Freeport Yellowjacket family. Parker's future plans are to attend the Keystone Mountain Lakes Union Carpentry Apprenticeship Center in Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Lucas. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Rich. Garrett is escorted by parents Gary and Jennifer Rich and Todd and Jamie Felt. Garrett's played basketball for 9 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is mac and cheese and chicken. His favorite Freeport basketball memory: when we beat Uniontown in the playoffs last year. Mr. Grasha is the teacher who left the biggest impression. Garrett's advice to his teammates: cherish the memories because it really does fly by. Garrett's future plans are to study in a business-related field at a 4-year college. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Rich. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Stevenson. Brady is escorted by parents Sean and Aaron Stevenson and sister Maisie. Brady's played basketball for 12 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. His favorite Freeport basketball memory: winning our playoff game against Uniontown, along with great memories of our families traveling to tournaments in D.C. and Gettysburg, especially the Ghost Tour. Mr. Wyan and Mr. Siegel are the teachers who have left the biggest impression. And Brady's advice to his teammates: enjoy every moment because it will be over before you know it. Brady's future plans are to pursue a degree in either business or education at a 4-year university. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Stevenson. Ladies and gentlemen, our final senior tonight, Peyton Westendorf. Peyton is escorted by his parents, Eric and Tara Westendorf, and brothers Owen, Avery, and Maddox. Peyton has played basketball for 12 years and has played at the JV varsity level for 3. His favorite pregame meal is mac and cheese from Tony's. His favorite Freeport basketball memory, when Brock and I were talking in the locker room, and he threw up mid-sentence. Mr. Wyatt is the teacher who's left the biggest impression. Peyton's advice to his teammates: be coachable and take advantage of everything. Peyton's future plans are to head to a 4-year university and to become an orthodontist. Ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Westendorf. Ladies and gentlemen, how about another round of applause for these wonderful men and women? Your Freeport Senior Yellowjackets.
Well, a nice senior night ceremony there, Dave, introducing the 9 senior basketball players for the Jackets and the 4 senior cheerleaders here. The varsity cheerleaders also getting their recognition tonight. And we're going to have a 15-minute warm-up, it looks like, up on the clock for both of these teams to get loose a little bit and get ready for this WPIAL Class 4A Section 1 boys varsity matchup. So Dave and I will take a breather ourselves. I mean, not that we did all that much. I mean, you were running the camera and did a great job. Fantastic camera work. But, you know, there's no reason for us to talk for 15 minutes. Nobody wants to hear that.
No, nobody ever wants to hear us talk that long.
Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes uninterrupted with me and you. I don't want to lose viewers.
Yeah, exactly. We want to gain, not lose.
Yeah, we want to gain, not lose. Sometimes less is more, you know. That's the old saying, isn't it? Less is more.
Yep.
So once these teams come back out of the tunnels, Hampton came out, their seniors were also recognized, and those Hampton seniors were Brennan Murray, Jaden McMeekin, Eric Weeks, and Braxton Eastley. So those were the 4 seniors recognized here by Freeport. And I think that's a classy thing that's kind of picked up some steam over the past several years, is that, you know, the opposing team, they get their seniors recognized too, get a little gift. You know, I think that's a cool gesture.
Yeah,
You know, that didn't exist when I played, you know. And
I actually just saw that last night for the first time, and I tell you what, I agree totally that they deserve it. I mean, they've put in just as much time too, and it means a lot to these kids.
Yeah, and I think it's also, you know, it kind of puts a little bit of levity on the, you know, sometimes over-aggressive nature of high school sports, you know.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, like when you were growing up and I was growing up and we were playing sports, you know, there were opponents, you went out there and it was a rivalry game and we're talking fists were getting thrown.
Yep.
You know, when we went down to Valley, there wasn't going to be any little gifts handed to us on senior
night. No. Times have definitely changed.
Times have changed, and that's one of the things that I think's changed for the better in high school sports. You know, there are a lot of, you know, still things that I think are, you know, could be fixed and changed for the better. I feel like, you know, the intrusion, if you will, of parents into what coaches do now and what athletic departments do now, that has gotten worse over the years.
Yes, definitely.
This is one of the more positive turns over the past several years, where, you know, you recognize your opponent, and it's a sign of mutual respect.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too has changed with social media picking up and just steamrolling, basically.
Oh, yeah.
All these boys, I mean, yeah, you have the rivalries, but off the court, off the field, whatever, they're all friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with, a lot of these kids play travel basketball, club basketball,
Yeah.
or any sport. They
Yeah.
play together. They play with kids from different schools, and there isn't that so localized feeling to where a rivalry game can become, an out-of-control brawl.
Right. Everybody knows each other. You know each other's families. You're basically all one big family, especially with the travel teams like that.
All right, Dave, still about 13 minutes away here from the opening tip, so we will take a break and come back for Hampton visiting Freeport here, WPIAL 4A Class 1, or Section 1, boys varsity basketball tonight on High Top Sports Network. Josh Hutton and Dave Hartman here with you, and we'll be back for the opening tip-off. Oh, wait, before we go to that, I'd like to thank our official broadcast partner and scoreboard sponsor tonight, Body Revolution Gym in downtown Freeport, 24-hour fitness center located at High Street, downtown Freeport. Plenty of fitness programs for all ages. They accept most insurances, and they also accept Medicare and Medicaid and silver sneakers. So, like I said, doesn't matter what the age, Body Revolution can have a fitness program for you. So thanks to those fine folks, Heather and Dave, for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. And now that we have the music blaring and I feel like I'm streaming, we'll take a quick break and be back for the opening tip.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckross and Dave Hartman here. About to get it underway. Under a minute to go until the opening tip. You see the cheerleaders lining up out there for Freeport, getting ready for the national anthem and the starting lineups. Thanks again to Body Revolution in Freeport. Check them out, bodyrevolutioncenter.com. All kinds of cool fitness programs, individual, group, and for all ages. So get down to Body Revolution, 210 High Street, downtown Freeport, PA.
Good evening and welcome to the Freeport area middle school senior night for the class of
Terry in
2023.
the crowd. He's Peyton Weston.
Before we go to our player introductions, we ask that you
And
stand.
also a great
face the
sponsor
flag,
here
turn
on
into
High
your
Top
caps
Sports Network.
for the flag
So we're going to
of
have the national
anthem.
anthem and then the starting lineups.
Tonight's matchup between the Hampton Talbots and your Freeport Yellowjackets is a 4A section matchup.
So we're going to get the
Talbots are undefeated coming into the senior night. The Jackets are going to give them all that they have here. The starting lineup for the Hampton Talbots, starting with number 10, Brennan Murray. Number 20, Leah Mignaga. Number 21, Eric
and the
Lee.
starting lineups. Coming out here for Hampton, number 10, Brendan Murray. Number 20, Liam
And number
McDonald.
33, Robert Saul.
Jr.
Talbots ready to direct
21,
head
Eric
coach
Lee.
Joe Lafka.
Number 24,
And now the senior lineup.
Kramer.
And all seniors starting five tonight, starting with number 5, Brady Stuyvesant.
Number 33, Robert
Number
Hall.
4, Gavin Cody.
Starting lineup for the Talbots and all senior starting
Number
lineup.
2, Penny Lane.
It's no surprise because they have 9 seniors who
Number 1, Zach Clark.
are injured, Dave, but that could
And number 0, Dean York.
So Team Fuhrer,
Jackets
Zach
running
Clark,
direction back to
Ben
the
Lane,
front. Assistant
Gavin
Ben
Cody.
and Matt Bailey.
And, of course, number 5, Brady Stuyvesant. That rounds out the starting lineup for the Freeport Yellowjackets. Dave was taking a quick look at Hampton's record this year, 16-2, undefeated in section play, and also those 2 losses coming to schools in bigger classifications. Peters Township, one of them, and Chartiers Valley, the other. So, obviously, an extremely talented Hampton team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was watching them in warm-ups, and even their big guys seem very quick and agile.
Well, Freeport obviously going to have their hands full with number 20, Liam McNagna. As I mentioned, a 6'8 junior. They have him listed as a forward, but guess what? You're 6'8 in high school, you're a center.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they kind of threw out the old school center position anymore, but you're a center.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to go up for the tip against McNagna, giving up 8 inches, and not a surprise there, Hampton controls the opening tip here on this Body Revolution game night. And Hampton starts with the ball. Freeport in a man-to-man defense. Threw a couple of screens, three-pointer up, no good. That was Murray with the first shot of the game. That 3 off the rim and rebounded by the Jackets. Ben Lane trying to get down the lane, and he was rejected with 2 hands right there by number 24, Peter Kramer. But Freeport able to get the ball back. Boy, Kramer went up with both hands there, David. Just double swatted that away.
Yeah, he did. It didn't even look like he was very high off the floor either. He's just a very tall boy.
I think Lane was trying to catch it by surprise and get it up over him, but Kramer listed at 6'4", able to get those springs quickly up off the ground and get that block, but Freeport able to reset here. Scoreless. We are a minute and 15 seconds into this one. Senior night here at the High Freeport Area Middle School. And Hampton also playing a man-to-man defense. And Freeport, we saw this against Knock a little bit, content to hold on to the ball and run through that motion offense as many times as need be. Here's Fuhrer trying to get to the hoop, kicks it to Stuyvesant, thought about his 3 passes on it. And reset to the top. Oh, McDonald went for the steal. Fuhrer kick it to the corner lane. Didn't take that 3. So they're working for a layup right now because there's been a couple opportunities on this particular set day for them to take a 3 or a long jumper, and they have yet to do it.
Yeah.
Cody into the paint, kicks it to Clark. He'll take a 3.
Oh, very good.
Zach Clark with the triple. First points on the board to the Jackets. So they ran that offense. And
oh, wow.
That was Kramer with the great answer. You know, Freeport taking a minute and a half off the clock, and Kramer just walks down and bangs a 3 for an answer. That's what you're going to see out of this Hampton team. I was looking at the point totals. As Fuhrer gets up and under, good contest by McNagna and rebounded by the Hampton big man, and they push it ahead. And the layup dropped in transition. Robert Cole, excuse me, I said McNagna had that contest. It was actually Kramer. Got a couple of big dudes out there, as you said, for the Hampton. A turnover there by Freeport. Unforced error by the Jackets. 5-3 Talbots. Just about 3 minutes into this. Hampton. They're running around that double screen on the baseline, trying to get those corner threes, wing threes on the opposite side open. Saw that play run on their first possession, ran it again right there. Nagna in the high post comes over, not taking the screen. Was Eric Weeks. Spin move, and a foul called on the floor, I believe.
Fouls on number 5.
Brady Stuyvesant whistled for the infraction right there, blocking foul.
I give Freeport a lot of credit there. They're holding Hampton from getting inside the paint. They're doing a very good job giving up as much size as they are.
Well, Fuhrer had to guard a guy that was 6'10" whenever Knock was here. And Lane, good defense with it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, up and under by Robert Cole makes it 7-3 Talbots early.
You can't defend that any better than what Ben Lane did, and he still scored.
I saw Ben prior to senior night. Congratulations to Ben. Signed his national letter of intent to play football at Slippery Rock. He was the Allegheny 6 Conference Offensive Player of the Year, also all-conference as a D-back. So, Jack Clark, pretty stroke. And a couple of threes by Clark has been the offense for the Yellowjackets. And a foul on the floor by Clark. And I couldn't tell if he was agreeing or disagreeing. He shook his head yes. He had something to say, so. Freeport head coach Sean DeVinny getting the explanation right here. And everybody seems to be on the same page. So Clark picking up his first. 3:35 left first quarter. You're watching High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengust and Dave Hartman here with you tonight. Also got another great game on the network this evening. Armstrong hosting Fox Chapel in a WPIAL 5A Section 2 matchup at Armstrong. Spin move by Kramer, too strong, and out of there with the rebound comes Gavin Croney.
If Freeport wants to stay in this, they're going to have to do exactly what they're doing. Crash those boards against the big guys.
Lane up and under the scoop, too strong. And over the top comes Parker Lucas, knocks it away. And Ben Lane comes up with it. Parker Lucas came right up over the top of Braxton Eastley. Knocked that ball away, and Lane came up with it.
That was great hustle to get that offensive rebound.
So 1 point game here in the first quarter. Stevenson hands off to Lane, double team. Lane spins around it. Kick to the corner. Lucas shot fake, trying to get inside, turns it over. Stolen away by Brendan Murray, and Murray coming to go coast to coast, and Lane hacks him, and Murray had something to say. Hard foul there by Ben Lane, but Murray, maybe one comment, but his teammate Kramer grabbed him quickly and walked away.
Yeah, he was smart to walk away there. You never want to draw that retaliation foul.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, that's an immediate technical. You go
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Brendan Murray.
Especially with the ref standing right beside you.
Yeah, you know you're going to the line. It's just, and the ball is short right there
Number 10,
on the first free throw attempt by Murray. 2:42 left here, first quarter. Second one up and good by Murray. So a 2 point lead here for the Talbots. As Freeport comes down the court. Zach Clark, 2 3-pointers, and a great look underneath by Clark. And Lucas able to finish. So we're tied at 8 apiece. Clark walked down, back up a little bit, and then fired that underneath to Lucas. Great play. Oh, pull up there by Kramer, no good. And rebounded by Gavin Glista, freshly in the game. So Coach DeVinny calling it out. A little trouble with the handle there by Croney, but he gets it back. Clark doesn't take that three. Oh, Croney, that pass gets tipped. Lucas working hard to get inside. Callista dumps it off. Ben Lane goes up and off.
Oh, very nice shot from the baseline.
And now we got a lead for Freeport. It's easily came down on Lane, but Lane seems to be all right. 10-8 Freeport. Oh, and that pass, looking for Kramer underneath, was number 11, Jaden McMeekin. And it went off Kramer's right hand and out of bounds of Freeport. Chance to add to this 2 point lead here early. And if you ask Coach DeVinny, I think this kind of would be the game plan he wanted to draw up here pregame.
Yeah, they're doing a great job tonight.
Let's see if Hampton switches anything up defensively right here. Kind of looks like they're lined up to switch to a zone. We'll see. No, back into the man. No, it is the zone. So it looked like they were going to match up.
Yeah.
They're coming down the court, but looks like a 1-3-1. Slotted out right there by Murray, but Stuyvesant able to keep control. Here's Crony. Over to the corner to Glista, back to Crony. Sullivan tried to get inside. And we are at 60 seconds left here in the first quarter. See if Freeport tries to run this one the whole way down. Going against that Hampton zone now. Yep, it started out in a man, but now a 1-3-1. Crony baseline swings it out to Sullivan all the way across, but no shots. Sullivan had an open look, but he passed on it quickly. Here's Stuyvesant back out to Fuhrer.
Freeport seems to be very content just to keep running their plays and clock management.
Well, I'm pretty sure Coach Davitti knows they can't get into a track meet with the Talbots. I mean,
Yeah.
Hampton is just too good. And final 10 seconds, so Freeport running a ton of time off the clock with this last possession. Crony up with a three, no good. Try to push it forward, a turnover. Here's Crony, just chucks it. And off the top of the backboard.
And in the first quarter, your
The opening quarter of the play. 10-8 lead for the Jackets here on senior night on High Top Sports Network. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the second quarter. For Dave Hartman, my name is Josh Reckengast. You know what? We'll stick here. Let the Hampton cheerleaders do their thing.
Give them a little TV time.
Hey, you know, there are so many parts of high school athletics that, you know, aside from the game on the court or on the field in front of you, these kids work just as hard at their activities, so give them some shine. Do some tumbling here that I would definitely break a bone if I tried, or two, or six.
Yeah.
Good job there by the Talbots cheerleaders. And, you know, they're facing us because where we set up here at the Hive, we're in the, you know, opponent section, fan section. So getting ready here for the second quarter on this Body Revolution game night here on High Top Sports Network. Check out Body Revolution, downtown Freeport, 210 High Street. Find them online, bodyrevolutioncenter.com. And fitness plans and programs for all ages. Thanks to Body Revolution for being tonight's official broadcast partner and scoreboard sponsor. Freeport starts the second quarter with control. Crony was still on the bench. It's like a line change. They're going to get whistled. The play was already underway. Yeah, you can't change on the fly. This isn't hockey. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That's like that new substitution rule in the NFL, you know. Crony was still on the bench after the end of the first quarter, and Freeport started. It looked like Hampton was on the power play.
Yeah. The officials are still trying to figure out what they want to do here. We going to have a do-over?
Well, Coach Lafko, he wants an explanation too, and I would like one as well,
Yeah.
because I don't know if I've ever seen that where they start a quarter. You know, one guy's still on the bench, kind of maybe Crony spaced out a little bit right there, or didn't know if he was supposed to be in because Freeport does run a heavy rotation. So that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. And Freeport's going to get the ball. So just a stoppage there, I think it kind of confused the official when Crony ran past him off the bench.
Yeah. I don't think anybody really knew what to do there.
I'm telling you, I've never seen that, and I've been a part of and broadcasted and covered a ton of basketball in my life. Not sure I ever saw a guy just not realize he was supposed to be in and come flying off the bench 11 seconds into the quarter. So after a conference with both coaches, the officials deem that Freeport should still have possession, and they inbound the ball. Fuhrer up too strong and couldn't get the angle on that bank shot. Good defense there by Robert Cole. Baseline. Oh, tough shot put up. No good. Offensive rebound up. And also no good there by Cole. But that little runner by Weeks, that looked like he got caught in between when he was in the air there, Dave.
Yeah.
Half on Freeport. Goes to number 5, Brandon Stevenson in second.
So Cole is going to the line for a couple. Hampton down by 2. We're 58 seconds in here to the second quarter. First one up and good.
Number 3, Parker Lucas in turn.
So Lucas checks in. Fuhrer will take a breather. And Cole hits them both. So we're tied back up at 10 apiece. And now Hampton back in a man-to-man. I don't know if I would have switched out of that zone, but
Yeah, it seemed to be working very well for them.
Coach Lafko probably knows a little bit more than me.
Oh, yeah.
Handoff right there, going to get a foul. I think that was Kramer. Going to get whistled on the reach-in.
They're
going to call a hold.
His first team.
But it does go against Kramer, his first, and the first foul by the Talbots here in this first half. Freeport with 14 fouls. Crony in some trouble in the paint, kicks it to the corner. Clark for the 3-ball. Good! Matt Clark, dynamite from downtown. And he's got 9 points, all of them on 3 balls. And Freeport. Yikes. Where's the dump button? Freeport back on top by 3.
Number 30, Vince Easley. It's first.
Oh, an offensive foul for a push-off there.
Yeah, Easley going to get whistled for that offensive and a turnover.
He had been knocked out of return for the Talbots.
So Easley picking up a costly foul right there. Zach Clark, 3 threes, the difference in this game.
He is definitely feeling it. And they've been solid shots, too.
Oh, another one on Kramer. Same deal.
Wow, that's 2 real fast ones.
That was on number 24.
And it was the same play. Well, they're going to call a block on that one, but it was literally the same exact thing. Kramer trying to go over top of the screen and trying to stay with Clark right there in the contact. And Crony up top, hands it off to Stuyvesant. Right here, you see how they do that right there. They hand off, and then Stuyvesant kind of just spins. And if you're in the way or you make contact with them, it's a defensive foul. That's why Kramer got hit with those 2 quick ones.
Yeah, it's a good way to draw a foul.
Yeah, you're not going to get, they're not going to call an offensive foul on you when you're handing the ball off and spinning. Oh, man, that's a makeup call for real.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Ben Lane, he was standing planted, and I mean, he gave the slightest indication of putting his shoulder forward and a quick whistle down there by the official. So Lane will pick up his, well, let's see here. They don't have him up on the scoreboard. Oh, second foul for Ben Lane as we wind toward 5 minutes here in the first half. Freeport on top, low-scoring game. Trying to slow this Hampton team down. They've done a good job of it so far. Spin move over top of Stuyvesant. What a nice finish by Brennan Murray. Cuts it back to a 1-point Freeport lead. I mean, a size advantage obviously there. Murray listed at 6'3". Stuyvesant on the Freeport roster listed at 5'8", and that's generous.
Yes.
So
it looked like a lot bigger height difference than what the rosters say.
Stuyvesant loses the ball but gets it back. He's in some trouble. Kicks it out. Crony, open three. It's gone. Freeport living by the three ball, as 12 of their 16 points have come from downtown.
It's definitely been working well for them.
And a foul on the floor going against the Jackets. 3:56 left. Crony, who just hit that three, whistled for his first foul. And one more on Freeport, and the Talbots will be shooting 1-1. Hampton, on the other hand, only 3 fouls, 3 team fouls. So inbounding here is Weeks. Gets it into Murray, trying to go back into Weeks. Skip pass all the way to the far corner. Working in the paint, up and gets the contact. Glista fouls number 33, Robert Cole, and a chance for the and one. This is one of the things Hampton can do out there with the size advantage. Cole bigger than Glista, obviously.
Yeah.
You saw Murray score over Stuyvesant.
Put the Talbots in the bonus the rest of the first half.
Cole listed at 6'2" out there. And he converts the free throw for the three-point play. Zach Clark with the ball leads all scorers with 9 points. All on threes. And picks up his dribble. Able to hand off to Glista. Now Lucas. Over to Crony. And Crony, nice crossover right there. Up. As he hit past Alex Nihilus. Nice play there by Crony.
Yes, it was. It was a very nice finish.
So the Jackets have met the challenge here so far in the first half. Going against this undefeated Hampton team, undefeated in section play. Oh, and coming around was Glista. And they're going to call him for the foul. So that will send
Number 10, Gavin Glista, his second teammate.
Nihilus to the line.
That's
sorry.
That's a tough one to call there, too, because that can go either way any night.
Yeah, you know, Glista with good anticipation. I think he saw that pass going toward that outside hand and tried to get around it, but they're going to say contact on the play. So Robert Cole to the line. First one up and good. Rattles home.
Oh, he's the first. And the second.
18-16 now. Jackets 2-point lead. Second one up and in and out, no good. Clark with the rebound, took a shot to the face, but he seems to be all right. Grabbed his cheek immediately. Must have got hit coming down there with that rebound. Stuyvesant tries to get it underneath to Lucas, too tall. And off the hands of Parker Lucas and out of bounds for a Freeport turnover. 2:38 left, first half. On this Body Revolution game nights. BodyRevolutionCenter.com. Check them out. Tailor-made personal fitness programs for you. Oh, ball inside. And a nice soft finish by Liam McNaughton, his first 2 of the game. And that ties us up at 18. And Freeport head coach Sean DeVinny will take a full timeout. And while we have a timeout on the floor, let's take a timeout here. Thank one of our great sponsors on High Top Sports Network. For Dave Hartman, my name is Josh Schreckengoss. We'll be right back.
Nicola Ann Photography is a professional photographer with studio locations in Katanning and Lawrenceville, specializing in newborns, children, senior photos, families, and sports teams. Give her a call today at 724-388-8949.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. During the commercial break, I wish we would have stayed here for it, folks, because you know it's a big game when both teams have their cheerleaders, their varsity cheerleaders out here. Of course, senior night here at Freeport, so the varsity cheerleaders recognized. But Hampton brought their cheer squad as well, and both teams with a dueling backflip. I think Hampton won it. I think you got to give the edge to Hampton.
Oh, yeah, by far.
She almost went through the wall down here on the far end.
She went the entire length of the floor.
Coast to coast, as it were.
Yep.
Scores. So back on top are the Jackets. Special treat for you at halftime here tonight. Former Freeport head coach Wayne Greiser going to come over and join me on the microphone and talk about this senior class, which he coached for many, many years. A nice backdoor cut. Call for two. And we're tied back up again. Nice dish. Finding Call on the bucket. Clark, oh, I thought he was going to pull it. Well, we saw this in the first quarter. Freeport took a minute and a half off the clock and went for that last shot, but not this time. Crony three ball up, no good. Lucas in there fighting for it. Loose ball and off the Talbots. Robert Call. That ball goes out off of him. So 1:19 left here in the second quarter. All tied up at 20. Well, Glista got to get rid of it there. Yeah, right back to Gliska. He dribbles around, gives it to Crony. And out to Stuyvesant. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Great game so far, all tied up at 20. First place Hampton here, visiting fourth place Freeport in WPIAL Class 4A Section 1 action. High Top Sports Network, proud to bring it to you tonight. As mentioned, also another great game on the network. WPIAL Class 5A Section 2. Oh, they're going to call Stuyvesant for stepping on the line. So a costly turnover there. 36.4 seconds left in the first half. But the other game we have going on tonight, Fox Chapel visiting Armstrong. Riverhawks boys really need a win if they are to stay in playoff contention. Fox's last year's WPIAL Class 6A champions. Oh, nearly falling over is Murray, but able to regain his feet. Now Hampton has a chance to hold for the final shot. And another. Kramer nearly went down. Pulls a long three.
Wow. How did he even see where the hoop was?
Well, that's what happens when you're 6'4" and you can elevate on your jumper. A huge shot there by Kramer right before the buzzer. I think there was 1.6 on the clock when that one went through. So a big bucket there for Hampton right before the buzzer in the second half, or right before the buzzer to end the first half. 23-20, but give Freeport credit. They've hung around.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've been doing a great job. They drew up a good game plan, and they've been sticking to it.
So I'm trying to motion over to Wayne, see if he's going to come over. Yep, he's getting up. So we're going to have a special guest here at the half. Former Freeport boys varsity basketball coach Wayne Greiser going to come over and join me, and we'll talk about this senior class that he knows oh so well. Took him to the open playoffs during the COVID year. They won a playoff game. So fitting a nice end there to Coach Greiser's tenure at Freeport. A lot of these guys on that team. So we'll get a chance to talk to Wayne here shortly. You better not stop at the concession stand.
Yeah, it may be till the end of the game till you see him again.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's a line out there.
Yeah, there's a good crowd here for senior night. Actually, on both sides.
Yep. A lot of, a lot of Hampton fans
Yeah, they seem to be well traveled.
made the trip. And here comes Wayne. So, Dave, if you can slide off your headset. There he is. What's up, Coach? Throw it on there. The inimitable Wayne Greiser joining me here at halftime on High Top Sports Network. Coach, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
I was talking a little bit before you came over. I said we got a special treat here at halftime. You're one of our favorite guys, not only a former Freeport varsity basketball head coach, but also a High Top Sports Network commentator in your spare time.
Yeah, unfortunately, my daughter's busy schedules keep me from doing too much with you guys anymore, but glad I could come over and catch up.
Yeah, those Greiser girls, I follow you on social media, and I see those Greiser girls putting in the work every day, and it's paying off. I've seen some bombs.
Yeah, they're doing well. You know, busy with softball and basketball. We start at 8 a.m. tomorrow and go till 11 o'clock at night, so we'll be
baby.
on the road all day.
Hope you have a Starbucks gift card or something.
Yeah.
Need that caffeine to keep you awake.
Definitely.
But, Coach, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this senior class. You know them very, very well, having coached all of them for many, many years. Just kind of give me your thoughts as a whole overall on this group, a big group, 9 seniors on this team.
Right. As you said, they've been together for a long, long time, playing elementary travel basketball together the whole way up to the varsity level here. You know, so it's been a special group. You know, been pretty successful in all the sports they played. You know, Little League baseball, youth football, youth basketball, all the way up to winning the conference this year in football. I know Coach Carr has a big senior class for baseball, and he's looking forward to it this year as well. So, a special group. Normally, you don't see this many that stick together too as a group, and I think part of it is the friendship. You know, they've been playing together for so long. It helps keep them together.
Yeah, and, some of these guys dealing with some injuries this year. Jackson Reiser, played on a torn ACL all the way through football season. Just an unbelievable story for him. But, he's going to miss basketball season, obviously, because of that. Some other guys banged up. Garrett Rich, also banged up. Peyton Westendorf struggled with some injuries. But you know what? I think it is, like you said, it kind of speaks to their friendship and their bond throughout playing multiple sports all the way up. That, hey, you're going out for basketball this year, right? And you know what? They just stick together.
Right. Yeah, Jack Smetic, he's another one that played when he was younger, and they talked him into come out for football this year, as a senior and hang out with his senior friends. He's a big contributor on the offensive line for football. So, it's pretty special to see the group and how they've stuck together as friends and hey, I'm going to stick it out for you in this sport. It's my primary sport. You help me out. I'll scratch your back in another one. So it's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, and I feel like that happens a lot more often at smaller schools where guys play multiple sports or can play multiple sports or have friends, that are multi-sport athletes. And it's not as specialized as maybe when you get to those 4A, 5A, 6A schools where it's like, well, I'm just a football player or I'm just a basketball player.
Yeah. I know we're kind of a smaller 4A school. So, we have to take advantage of the athletes that we have that, be successful playing these bigger schools like Hampton, Highlands with the bigger enrollments. You need to get the best athletes out and playing, and it's pretty special with this group to see them all stick together and stick through it all the way through the senior year.
That's one thing that's unique, I guess if you want to call it, about the WPIAL is the realignment. Where, you got, like, you said, we're a smaller 4A school. Well, you were talking about the football team making it all the way to the WPIAL semifinals. That was a 3A against Bell Vernon, which is obviously a bigger kind of school. And now you're playing 4A in basketball. The girls' volleyball team was 2A. It's very, it's just strange how the realignment works, sometimes in your favor and sometimes maybe not in your favor when it comes to numbers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Coach Carr is 3A. He dropped down to 3A for baseball, so that'll definitely help them. It always seems like we're either one of the bigger 3A schools or one of the smaller 4A schools. When there's 4 classes, we're always one of the bigger 2A schools or one of the smaller 3A schools. So we've always kind of been that borderline school, depending on how many classifications there are. So, it's tough sometimes. You don't get to keep those rivalries. Sometimes, Highlands bumps up or a Knock bumps up. So it's good to see those guys in the section this year and get to play those guys. But then like Deer Lakes and Burrow kind of dropped down. And Deer Lakes is probably, one of our bigger rivals just because for a long time they were with us. They were either the smallest 4A or one of the smaller 3 or bigger 3A. So kind of developed a rivalry with them because of the similar size of the schools.
Hey, Coach, you're a Freeport alum. You went to high school here. You've been involved in athletics here. You've been an assistant coach, a head coach. You still get the butterflies, the jitters a little bit when you come back and watch a game as a spectator?
Yeah, definitely. It's my second time here this year to watch them. I got to watch one of the girls' games, and, it's special. Probably cut me open, I believe, blue and gold. Actually, I went to my first open gym for softball tonight. I'm going to be one of the varsity assistants.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to get approved this week coming up at the board meeting as long as everything goes well. So I'll be back involved.
Laying the groundwork for being head coach when the Greiser girls come through.
Yeah, we'll see. They may be tired of me by then.
Yeah, well, that's the risk you run of being a dad coach. Trust me, I've run into it now. My kids are 13, and it's just like, we don't want to hear from you anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just sit in the stands?
Yep, sometimes it's tough. Basketball, I coach the rec team and their in-house Freeport team, and then we have a Freeport travel team, too, and we're playing. We're undefeated so far, so we have our last regular season game tomorrow against Mars. And but sometimes it's nice with travel softball. I am now Lakin's assistant coach, but Oakley kind of does her thing. I'm there watching the games as much as possible, but sometimes it is nice to get a different voice in there. So they'll be happy to get rid of me at some point.
Well, like you said, you cut you open, you bleed blue and gold, and that's one of the things that I really love about the Freeport area is the community, especially in the athletics around this school. It's very tight-knit, and I feel like it crosses boundaries of the sports where a parent will help out here and a parent will become an assistant or recommend somebody that they think might work. It's always you're working for the common good, and that common good is the success of all athletes here at Freeport.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's pretty neat to see. You got like Eric Wessler doing the PA announcement tonight. He's got son Peyton, who's senior, and down to preschool with Maddox. And he'll be here for a while. But he's involved with Little League, youth basketball. You get a lot of those people in Freeport, so pretty neat to see.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for coming over and joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Good to see you over there. When I walked in, I thought, well, I have to get the zoom lens out and take another photo of you like I did in that last game.
Yeah, definitely. Good seeing you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Wayne.
See you around.
Yeah, man. That was the one and only Wayne Greiser, a great guy and a #1 supporter of High Top since day one. Joe Rhodes and I have known Wayne for a very long time. During his time as an assistant coach under Mike Beal here at the Freeport boys varsity program, and then during his tenure as head coach. And you know what? Wayne has not only done everything he can to support us vocally and visibly, he's also helped out. He's jumped in. He's gotten his hands dirty. He's been in the booth calling games.
Hey, that's great.
You can tell he's a natural on the mic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could definitely see that. It was almost hard for him to give it back up.
I know. He heard that buzzer, too, and it's funny, that buzzer at 1 minute, he kind of looked at me like this. He was like, I said, yes, it's coming to an end. Special thanks once again to Wayne Greiser for coming over here at halftime and joining us, and just talking about not only this senior group, but just all the fine things surrounding this Freeport athletic program. And we're back to the action here in the third quarter. A three-pointer just before the buzzer by Peter Kramer is the difference right now as we get a turnover by the Talbots to start this third quarter. Zach Clark in the first half for the Jackets, 9 points, all on threes. And he leads Freeport in scoring. On the other side, Robert Call, he has 10.
Be interesting to see what changes Hampton made. It seemed like right before the half, they seemed to have went to a little more of a double team, more of a pressure defense there, and it seemed to catch Freeport a little off guard.
Yeah, and when they switched into that zone too, Freeport, as that ball gets away from Crony and a turnover, and that's another thing that has kind of plagued Freeport. We've seen about 3 or 4 of those where an errant pass, or maybe you're trying to move before you actually have the ball, has cost them a turnover. And in a tight game like this, I mean, you got to watch that ball into your hand, pull up jumper. That one's off right there. Oh, Kramer skies over Clark and grabs a rebound, and great body control by Kramer to not draw the over the back foul right there as he just went way up over Clark, snatched that ball, came back down, and went up quickly for the offensive putback. So 5-point lead here by the Talbots, their biggest of the game. Right now, Freeport in desperate need of a bucket. You know, they were trying to run down for the last shot of the half, turn the ball over. And then Kramer hit that long three as that pull-up jumper is missed by Crony and picked up by McNogna.
Yeah, Freeport needs a spark here of some sort on offense. They definitely don't want to play the catch-up game with a quality team like Hampton.
Oh, McNogna tries to go underneath. Fuhrer knocked it away. Lane trying to try the offensive foul. Cole too strong after Lane went down trying to draw the offensive. Ball goes right back up. Scores and draws the contact. So a chance for another three-point play by Robert Call.
Ben Lane pleading his case there, saying he got a shoulder dipped into him, and it looked like he did.
Well, I think, you see it so much in the NBA.
Yeah.
And you see it at the college level, too, where guys, they know that contact's coming, so they over-exaggerate it. And I don't think Lane necessarily flopped, but it was an exaggerated movement. And I think that is the reason, he didn't get the call from that baseline official.
Yeah.
Another turnover by the Jackets. Timeout, 30 seconds. Timeout taken by Freeport head coach Sean DeVinny. Thanks to our friends at Body Revolution Gym in downtown Freeport. They are tonight's official broadcast partner and scoreboard sponsor. And they are located at 210 High Street, open 24 hours, and that's an important part of what sets them apart. 24-hour fitness center. You can give them a call, 724-295-2831 for more information on all of the courses and programs they offer. So getting back to the action here, 5:43 left in the third. Hampton up to a 7-point lead. Talbots have got a really nice game by Robert Call. And he's open again. Lane turning around, trying to stay with him. Call. Oh, and that was a definite smack. You can hear it through the headphones. As Lane picks up another foul. That's number 3 on Ben Lane.
Ben Lane is third.
Going to call that on the ground? Wow.
Yeah.
So break for Freeport right there.
Yes, it was, because I thought it was on the shot.
I definitely thought he was going to the line for 2, but inbound coming here. Trying to get Kramer open in the corner. And that pull-up jumper. Fuhrer might have gotten a piece.
Yeah, I think he did tip it a little bit.
Out of bounds there as the three ball goes up by Eric Weeks. It touches the support on the hoop, so out of bounds there on the shot that's too strong by Weeks. But yeah, it looked like Fuhrer was able to time it correctly and get a piece of Kramer's pull-up. Now Fuhrer going baseline, swings it out to Parker Lucas. Nice save. And Crony dribbles with it off to Clark. And Lucas going to reset. Got the big man on him, McNagna. Excuse me. Boy, that one jumped up on me. Sorry for the cop there. Like I was going to say a word, and the cop just jumped up on me, so apologies. Freeport obviously slowing it down again. That is what was successful for them in that first half. It's kind of grinding the game down.
Yeah, it worked very well. I mean, since there's no shot clock in high school ball, you can do that.
Yeah, not in this state at least. It does exist in other places in the United States.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't enacted that here to try to speed up the pace a little bit.
I mean, sometimes you'll see games that are literally like 8-6. You know, because both teams know the other one can score, so it's just a slowdown.
Yep.
But another turnover there by Freeport as they had run a lot of time off the clock, and that's one thing you really can't do if you're going to run the slow it down offense. You got to be able to utilize that and get a good shot attempt to convert, because the more time you run off the clock, the harder it is to come back. McNagna kicks it out. Weeks wide open three, high arcing, no good. And Clark comes up with the board. Freeport has done a nice job keeping Hampton off the offensive glass and limiting those second chance opportunities. Jackets slowing it down again. Lista, handoff. Sullivan trying to work his way in. Stopped there by Call. And here's Lista. He goes up, rejected by McNagna, but going to be fouled. See if it's a shooting foul.
On number 11, McMeekin.
And it is on McMeekin, so it will be a shooting foul. Lista, chance to get a couple shots here from the line. 27-20, Hampton leads here. 3:10 left in the third. First one by Glista is up and good.
First shot is good. Murray returns.
Thanks, of course, to Steffi's Country Catering, our free throw sponsor tonight. Freeport goes to the line. Think of Steffi's Country Catering. Not too early to book your wedding, graduation party, or summer event. Mention High Top Sports Network when you book your next event with Steffi's Country Catering and receive a special 10% discount. Just to clarify, that's only when you book an event, not on the Sunday takeout specials, which I urge you to also check out. They're fantastic. And if you want to grab some awesome food for Super Bowl weekend, make sure you get in touch with Terry. Just search Terry Steffi. Oh, Springer turns it over, nearly turns it over. Oh, wow, what a nice play. Dunk by McNagna. The loose ball picked up by Murray and fires to the big man who's all alone and stuffs it in with two hands.
And that was very unfortunate for Freeport. They hustled so hard for that ball, and then to give it up like that.
Well, McNagna gets the foul, reaching in on Lucas.
Fouls on 20, McNagna, his first.
That will be the team's second foul.
Second ball on the baseline.
Both teams with a couple of fouls here. 2:21 left in the third quarter. Oh, Sullivan cut off by his own teammate right there. Lucas is kind of in the way. And we're back to a zone here for Hampton. This one a 2-3 it looks like. Shot fake. Lucas. Here's Crony. No good. That one's short. And a long outlet pass ahead to Weeks. Crony hustles back, but Weeks stops. Puts on the brakes and lays it in. Now a 9-point lead for the Talbots, the biggest lead of the game for Hampton. 1:48 left here, third quarter. Kick to the corner, and Sullivan dribbles off of his foot.
Another turnover for Freeport.
Very costly the turnovers have been for the Jackets tonight. That has been the difference in this game as Freeport doing a great job there in that first half. And I don't know if that 3-ball by Kramer right before the buzzer swung the momentum that hard into Hampton's favor, because Freeport has been uneasy with the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, they just can't seem to catch a break and can't seem to find their groove here in the second half.
Kramer up, fouled by Crony, and he will finish.
Kramer gets the bucket and the whistle.
And now the game's starting to slip away from Freeport as Hampton has controlled this third quarter. So far, outscoring Freeport 10-2 in this frame. Kramer looking for that three-point play. He has 10, making 11. And now the lead is a dozen for the Talbots.
Yeah, you can definitely see a big momentum change here.
Well, Coach Lafko going into that 2-3 zone. A lot of traffic around Lucas. And that's going to be
number 2, Nihilus.
Alex Nihilus. And Lane and Brady Stuyvesant about to check back in. And Clista and Sullivan will take a seat. 1:13 left here in the third quarter. Well, that play was designed to find Clark on the opposite wing, but turning away and maybe thinking better of it right there with Sullivan, or excuse me, Stuyvesant. Under a minute to go, Ben Lane is going to dribble up here, and he can stand there all he wants as long as Kramer doesn't come out on him, or anyone. Lane.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they're still delaying and taking so much time being down 12 points here.
Well, Coach Lafko shouting out the instructions, saying stay away. And we're under 30 seconds left here in the third. Lane just dribbling. 20 seconds left. Now Freeport getting into position, trying to find that last shot. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a play run for a Clark 3 right here. Stuyvesant dribbles over to Lane. Going to have to do something with it here. Final 5 seconds. Lane.
He's running out of time quick.
Puts up the 3-ball. No good. In and out. So a 12-point lead here opened up by the Talbots as we get ready to head to the fourth quarter. Now let's check in on our other game tonight here on High Top Sports Network. The Armstrong Riverhawks hosting the Fox Chapel Foxes, and right now in the fourth quarter, Riverhawks down by what looks to be 15 points. So, boy, a tough stretch of the season for the Armstrong boys as they are now going to fall out of the playoff picture. I mean, they were tied for fourth with Woodland Hills coming into tonight, but Woodland Hills has the season sweep tiebreaker on them. They really needed this victory over the Foxes. It doesn't look very good for the Riverhawks, just unable to get balanced scoring. That's really been the problem all year for Armstrong. It's been Caden Olson and some nights Jack Valisak, and then pretty much nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to lose a game, but down the stretch, you almost can't lose a game if you want to make the playoffs.
Yeah, these sections are so evenly matched. It's one thing Armstrong head coach Brian Kovalofsky said to me before the season. He goes, we know it's going to be a dogfight every night in the section. They started out 8-1 during their exhibition schedule, but it has been tough sledding in the section schedule for the Riverhawks, and it looks like they may fall again tonight. In Freeport, going to have to do some chopping try and get back into this game as Hampton outscored the Jackets. Oh, as Clark tried to body his way in but couldn't finish inside. Now Hampton outscored Freeport 11-2 in that third quarter, and right now a 12-point lead. Oh, nice backdoor cut from Murray. Can't finish it. Brendan Murray too strong.
That's one of the few shots inside Hampton has had and haven't completed.
So Hampton back in their man defense here. And they've been switching consistently back and forth from man to a 1-3-1, back to man to a 2-3. Lucas hands off the lane. Crony spin, tries to go up with the right hand, and that one too strong and out. Right now, Freeport can't buy a bucket. Only 2 points, and Lane's going to pick up a foul. Kramer was going baseline. That looks like it will be number 4 on Ben Lane, I
Number
believe.
2, Ben Lane. It's 4, team 4.
So Gavin Blista about to check back in.
Blista checks back in for Lane.
Murray to inbound. Oh, 5-second call.
Wow.
Defensive pressure by the Jackets results in a 5-second turnover.
Great job by Freeport.
Yeah, I thought it was getting close there, and the whistle, that was blown right as Murray was trying to get it out of his hands because, you know, you got to have that mental clock when you're inbounding the ball. He knew it was getting close as well. Stevenson nearly lost his footing, but regains traction. Brony working against Kramer. Swing to the corner. Lucas, that was deflected by McNaughton. So big, 6'8", got that big arm up there. Lucas's 3 blocked. Now they're going to work it back into the big man, and he finishes.
That's just a lot of body to be able to get around.
Well, you got to reward the big man for the nice defensive play, and Stevenson blocked right there by Call. He pushes it ahead. Timeout called by Coach Lafko. Coach Shavini is at half court right now, asking where was the foul call.
Oh, just got teed up.
Well, there was an official right next to Davini that didn't call the tee. And the official from the baseline came in. Oh, my goodness. I mean, that was a quick tee. And I think the veteran official trying to talk to, hey, you got to give him a little bit more leeway than that.
Yeah.
There's the 30-second timeout.
I mean, Davini was at half court.
Yeah.
And he was screaming at the official the furthest away, asking where the call was. As Stevenson went to the hoop, there was obvious contact. It happened in front of the Freeport bench. Davini, I mean, losing his mind.
Yeah, he was.
And, you know, he didn't say anything. You know, I couldn't hear it all, but I didn't, you know, he knows better than to go out and curse. But, I mean, he was at half court. And I think that's why.
Yeah, I think that's what he did, why he called it.
Over with the tech.
Yeah, he didn't want it escalating anymore.
Well, you know, it's a passionate game, and right now his team can't buy a bucket. Only 2 points in this second half. And it looks like Kramer's going to shoot that technical. So some discussion here, and 2 shots for Kramer off the technical foul. First one up is good. 37-22, 15-point lead for the Talbots. 5:48 left. Kramer makes them both.
Kramer.
And now Hampton will have the ball. 16-point lead now.
Hampton will have the ball on the baseline.
Hampton outscoring Freeport 15-2 so far in this second half. Oh, Kramer got his feet tangled up there with Clark, no whistle. And Hampton just content to work it around right now. Maybe take a little page out of Freeport's book and just kind of slow it down. Good hustle there by Fuhrer, though. Knocked it away from McNagna, but out of bounds. Ball stays with the Talbots. Oh, the nice lob into the big man. What a nice pass by Murray into McNagna. And he converts the easy lay-in. And that shot up by Crony, no good. And Crony and Glista collided right there as Crony was trying to come back. Grab that ball.
Boy, and Freeport just cannot seem to find the bucket at all tonight here.
Well, McNagna gets free again. Murray finds him again. And this game is now a 20-point lead for Hampton.
Well, the way the first half went, I would have never expected this.
Well, that's what makes Hampton such a dangerous team. I mean, as Glista scores, first bucket in a long time for Freeport. But that's what makes Hampton so dangerous. I mean, try to hang with them for a couple of quarters, and then they just find another gear.
Yeah, they definitely made some adjustments at halftime.
Glista going to try and convert this three-point play. We're down to 4:37 left in regulation. Got up by Glista, short front rim. Tall with the board. Score remains 42-24. Hampton on top of Freeport. And just running, oh man, travel on Kramer. Well, Kramer looked over at his coach, and coach was already calling out the defense. I don't think that was a travel at all. I didn't see the
I didn't see his other foot move either.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
We're going the other way now, so Freeport with the ball down 18. Exactly 4 minutes left in regulation on this Body Revolution game night. Body Revolution, downtown Freeport, 24-hour fitness center. And I shocked Clark didn't take that three. Ball knocks it out of bounds. If you're going to have any chance to get back in this, you're going to have to start making some from long distance. And Clark really showed that he could do that in the first half, but held scoreless here in the second half. Oh, and that ball pops off Lane's hand, and that has been the story of the night. And that was one of the more blatant ones because you saw Lane's head was completely turned, looking to see where he was going to go with it before he ever had possession of the ball, and that's happened several times to the Jackets tonight. Baseline Murray finds the big man. McNagna up and good. McNagna up to 12, and the last three have come on nice assists from Murray.
Yeah, turnovers have really killed Freeport here.
Short jumper there by Lane, and the ball goes out off of Call's hands, and he just looks to the sky. That's one of the worst feelings. You're all by yourself for a rebound, and you want to rip it down, and there it goes out of bounds.
Yep. You can't find the handle on it.
Sometimes when that would happen to me, I'd go to the ref, I go, this ball's broken. Get another one. Off the inbound. Lane is fouled on the way up, so he'll get a couple from the charity stripe. Terry Steffi of Steffi's Country Catering charity stripe. I saw Mr. Steffi over there earlier. I don't know if he's vacated the premise. No, there he is.
Ben Lane, first shot.
Ben Lane makes the first one from the line. Second one is good for Ben Lane.
Goes 2 for 2.
Well ahead to McNaughton again. And a 20-point lead back up to it for the Talbots. Clark, 3-ball from the corner, in and out. Oh, Crony came over the top trying to bat it away.
Yeah, the officials don't seem to be calling it near as tight as they were earlier.
Well, you know, that happens. 20-point lead in the fourth.
Yeah,
quarter.
they just want to end it. Oh, nice save.
I don't know how Murray was able to find the big man McNaughton. Call looking for a foul right there, but back the other way. Stuyvesant down to 3. And a timeout taken
Freeport.
by Freeport head coach Sean Deviney. 30 seconds.
4 remaining in the game.
2:04 left here. And we'll take a quick break on this 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Josh Reckengost and Dave Hartman here with you tonight. Thanks for tuning in all week. Doubleheader finale of our week. Freeport and Hampton here. Armstrong and Fox Chapel. Oh, heavy collision right there. And Parker hit by Clark, I think. Yeah, I think it's going against Zach Clark. Kramer. Well, that foul, only the 6th on the Jackets. So Kramer was walking to the line, and that's the true scorer's mentality right there.
Oh, absolutely.
He thought they were in the 1-1, but
Yeah, not quite yet.
on these set plays right here, these are the ones I always love because that is the play, the home run pass. And here's Weeks, and he scores.
Weeks to 2.
I always love that because I usually got to be the guy running long. I'll tell you who made that play to perfection numerous times in his high school career. That was Joe Rhodes' play, too. Look for the long, lanky guy running down the court. Fire that home run throw.
His second, team 6.
Peyton Westendorf at the line, number 34. First one up by Westendorf is good.
First shot is good. Brady Sullivan returns.
Brady Sullivan back in the game. Zach Clark checks out here on senior night, gets a nice round of applause from his teammates. Don't know if he'll be going back in, but he untucked the jersey. Westendorf, no good. Lane fighting with McNaughton for the board, but Hampton's big man comes out of there with it. Here's Kramer all the way back, and final 135 in regulation. Stuyvesant going to get a hit with the foul, so down 18. Kramer is going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Stuyvesant out of the game, as Westendorf is out of the game as well. Seniors in there now for the Yellowjackets, Ben Lane and Gavin Croney.
1-1.
That's Gavin Glista in there, a junior. Sullivan also a junior, and number 15, Brady Pega. Well, that foul. Goes against number 30, Braxton Eastley. Oh, technical right there. He was talking smack to Ben Lane as Lane left the court. And that technical is going to go against Jaden McMeekin.
And he's still talking.
Yeah, and he high-fived his teammate, too. And I don't really know if that's the...
No, that's not a smart move to make.
And he's being... And Coach Lafko, just the stare down right now on McMeekin.
Blista has a 1-on-1. First foul is on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
30,
all this talk about sportsmanship I had at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, they just threw that out the window.
Now, it definitely started to get chippy there. There's some hard fouls here in the second half. I think a lot of it stems from the frustration of Freeport not being able to score.
Yeah.
You know, only 8 points in this second half. And I'll tell you what, Ben Lane is not going to shy away from anything.
No, not at all.
And, you know, he instigated that, you know, got McMeekin to take a technical foul. And you can't be jawing at a guy where the official is between you and the guy you're jawing at.
Yeah.
Because one wrong word comes out, the T will fly.
Yep.
Lista makes 1 of 2.
So that was the 1-on-1.
Oh, that was 1-on-1, excuse
Yeah,
me.
now he's shooting 2.
That one up and good. 48-32. 1:31 left here. And second one by Glista is good.
3 for 4 at the line.
So Glista dropped in 3 of 4 there.
Now to be the jacket ball on the side.
Now Freeport will have it thanks to the technical on McMeekin. Glista going baseline, cut off there nicely. And he tries to toss it out, but finds the back of the backboard. So that'll be a turnover again by the Jackets. Well, Kramer going to get fouled by Glista, and Glista was trying to pop that ball out from behind, and it's got a little too much of Kramer there.
Teammate
Draws the foul. Kramer
for a 1-on-1.
up to 13 points in this game. First half of that 1-on-1 down and good. And no good on the second. Pushing ahead near Sullivan. Nice feed back toward Pega. And a foul on the floor.
Brady Pega will head to the line. I was on Eastley.
And Eastley picks up his third. And it's going to send Brady Pega to the line. 1:02 left here. First one up and good by Pega.
Pega's first shot is good. McMeekin returns for him.
Well, McMeekin back in the game as Kramer gets a chance to take one final breather here for the Talbots. Highly doubt he'll be back in the game. And Pega misses. Eastley comes out of there and gets it to McMeekin. And Glista fouls. I mean, I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, that.
At this point, why? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I get playing aggressive,
Yeah,
but
playing aggressive, but I mean,
yeah.
over. Highly doubt Coach DeVinny's telling these guys to foul. I mean,
Yeah.
Coach DeVinny, one of the most demonstrative coaches you're going to see, and he's sitting right now. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I think that's the first time he sat the entire game.
McMeekin up and good.
First shot's good. Meekin will line the second.
So 16-point lead now for the Talbots. We are under a minute left in regulation, 54.4 seconds left. And McMeekin gets them both. Well, Sullivan, oh my goodness. I feel bad for Easley right there. He was kind of just standing straight up, both hands up. Sullivan.
And you're to the point, why blow the whistle anyhow?
I have no idea. Easley was literally planted with both arms straight in the air.
And
Sullivan driving into him, and he stopped to try and go up with a shot. It just happened to go up into Easley, and then the foul call. So
Sullivan's first shot is good.
Sullivan gets the first. Second one up and good.
Sullivan.
So 36.2 seconds left here. Reaching in is Sullivan. Knocked the ball away. But pushing it forward. Here's McMeekin into traffic. Able to kick it. Down to Nihilus and a reach-in foul by Sullivan.
Sullivan makes a foul. And send McMeekin to the line.
And he did exactly what his coach told him not to do.
Yeah, like I said, I'm at a loss. There's no reason.
Yeah, he told him don't foul the whole way down the floor.
And McMeekin buries the first, and he did. I mean, we could hear him. I don't know, maybe Sullivan didn't hear. Maybe. McMeekin, second one up and good. Final 20 seconds of regulation here. Hampton going to pick up another section victory, 8-0 in the section. 3 ball up, no good. Hampton comes out of there with the board. And McMeekin will walk it across. That will do it. The Talbots come into Freeport on senior night and put it on the Jackets in the second half and route to a 53-36 victory. Hampton now 8-0 in section play, 17-2 overall. Hampton showing why they are the class of this WPIAL 4A Section 1 conference. Just too good in the second half. Freeport strategy in the first half, it worked.
Yeah, absolutely. They played a great first half.
That patience, trying to find, an absolute open look or a layup. And then Kramer was somehow able to hit a three on the last possession of the first half after Freeport had tried to wind down the clock. And they end up turning the ball over. Coach Lafko, he looks unhappy. He's telling his team to get to the locker room because I don't know if you saw that in the handshake line. I was watching pretty closely. There was some talking.
Yes, there was.
And it wasn't a good game.
No, not at all.
But, it's understandable. These are young kids. A lot of testosterone out there. They're playing hard. You get some hard fouls. And, emotions run high.
Yeah, and it definitely got chippy as it went on. And you don't want to say rightfully so, but it was. Freeport just could not catch a break in the second half.
Yeah, they scored 16 points, but a lot of that came here late in the fourth quarter, kind of like garbage time, getting some free throws. But, look, you get outscored 30-16 in the second half. Not going to win many games.
No, not at all.
And that's a tough loss for Freeport, especially on senior night. They came out, they played a solid 16 minutes in the first half.
Yes, they did. They played very impressive against a very good Hampton team.
And that's just, it's why you play the games. There's 4 quarters.
Yep.
And Hampton proved over the final 2, why they are undefeated in this section and one of the top teams in 4A. Talbots victorious tonight, 53-36. Thanks to our sponsor, Body Revolution, downtown Freeport, 24-hour fitness center, our official broadcast partner, and scoreboard sponsor this evening. Thanks to those great folks, Heather and Dave. Really appreciate them. And also thanks, of course, to Steffi's Country Catering, another fantastic sponsor of High Top Sports Network's coverage of Freeport Athletics. Really quickly, just to give folks out there an update, we'll check in. I'm pretty sure Armstrong, well, it looks like they're going through the handshake line right as I click it on. And, yeah, the Riverhawks coming up short tonight as well, 51-30, Fox Chapel victorious. So that'll do it for another week of High Top Sports Network's coverage of high school sports here in Western Pennsylvania. I hope you enjoyed everything we were able to bring you this week, and make sure you check in next week, see where we're at, what we're up to, what we're doing. You, of course, can find us on Facebook. Just search High Top Sports. On Twitter, at HighTop_sports. And, of course, the website, HighTopSportsNetwork.com. And if you or someone you know is a local business owner or involved with a community organization and would like to sponsor High Top Sports Network's coverage of amateur athletics in the Western Pennsylvania area, feel free to give us a call, 724-824-3554. Well, Dave, any parting words for the folks out there?
No, not really. I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in again, and thanks to Josh and Joe for giving me the opportunity to work with them and finally talk me into throwing the headset on this week.
Man. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? The schedule worked out a little differently than we had planned, but I can't wait to get you on the mic for a hockey game. Riverhawks have one more at home.
Yeah.
So we're going to, one more in the regular season. We will surely be covering them in the PIHL playoffs, as they have already well clinched a berth and are in first place. But I got to get you the headset for the hockey game, because that was the most I've heard you talk.
Yeah.
During a broadcast, and you didn't have a headset on.
Yeah, I'm a little more of a hockey guy than basketball. I have to admit it, but
well, we'll get you on the mic for that final game of the regular season. It's not this week; it's the week after. But the Riverhawks have one more at home, and next week, of course, another full slate of basketball action. So make sure you check in with us every single day. Find out where High Top Sports Network will be next. And Dave, guess what? You don't have to thank Joe Rhodes and myself. You've earned it, man. You've worked your way up.
I appreciate the opportunity. It's been a blast. I'm really enjoying it.
You started out, doing some camera, leaning out windows, risking your life. And I'm thinking, this guy's all right. I mean, he's willing to risk life and limb for High Top Sports Network. And now graduated to the mic.
Yeah, there was a couple times I was hanging out pretty far, but hey, you got to do what you got to do to get the shot.
That's right. That's the attitude we love here at High Top Sports Network. And we love you, Dave, and we love all of the folks involved with High Top Sports Network. So as the kids are out here and the folks are chatting on the Freeport side, starting to empty out, so we're going to empty out too. Thanks once again to all you fantastic folks out there who tuned in tonight, be it this game or the Armstrong Fox Chapel game. And thanks to our fantastic sponsors, of course, Body Revolution in downtown Freeport, 24-hour fitness center, and Steffi's Country Catering. That's going to do it for Dave Hartman and myself, Josh Reckengost. Everybody out there, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and be well.